Right then guys, it's time for another unboxing video because we like these, don't we? So this time we have Pioneer SPH Evo 93 DAB Universal. So this is, unlike the other one where that was meant for a Ducato, this is just a universal screen. So let's see what we got. One big screen. Installation kit for Evo 93 DAB. So it comes with brackets, mounts, universal trimmed fascia. So we have bracket, more brackets and supports, cartridge case, screws, side trims, the cage to locating the single DIN chassis of the radio, and more plastic cover up, so fascia panel for covering the rest of the single DIN unit and keeping the mechanism poking through the hole. Now this sort of stuff you more see built into the other head units, but available on this one too. And I'm not going to open this, but a big 9.3 inch plastic surround, so the radio will kind of come through this hole here and then sit in a flush bezel, so it looks all neat and proper. And then the 9300 Evo DAB, standard stuff applies. So we've got our GPS puck, Pioneer green plug, and a magnetic mount if you want to. We have Pioneer's power harness to ISO, so green fly lead going to earth, blue lead for remote, purple and white for camera, reverse trigger, should I say. AV ins and outs harness, so we've got our auxiliary in, 3.5mm jack. We've got video out, rear monitor out, video in and reverse camera in. And then we've got our front, rear and sub outputs for amplification, and a telephone mute wire, which is the yellow and black. Standard 2.5mm jack with Pioneer's roof clip and a foot pedestal that discontinues. No, it detaches, so you can use the sticky pad, make it look neater. Little USB-C to normal USB type A adapter. Bag full of screws for the units. These are all fine thread machine screws. They're not the coarse thread as some Pioneers have. A USB-C charger. Is it USB-C to USB-C? So it's female USB-C to male USB-C. One of them is a straight on through and one of them is a 90-degree bracket, so you can charge round corners. Thank you, here all weekend. The pedestal for the mount and cage side adapters, so you can obviously select your angles of the screen, how it's going to sit in position, height, stick out, poke, that kind of stuff. Instruction manuals, tells you what you're doing with it if you want to have a read. Then the screen itself. So in this card we will have the screen. In this styrofoam we have the chassis. So let's have a look in here first. So it is short chassis, non-CD, or shorter chassis. It's not a fully small chassis, but it is certainly shorter than most. We have our data cable, GPS. We have also European sat-nav in. That's the Pioneer data cable for the standalone sat-nav unit, so you can have European mapping. Power harness with fuse. Ins and outs harness, that's all the RCA leads and stuff. DAB SMB aerial connection and DIN FM aerial. And then we've got mic input, the high-powered USB-C in, that'll be the right-angled one. And then on the front, a fairly plain looking screen ready for our adapters to hold the mounts on through here. And the screen itself, a little insert comes out. Well protected, well packaged, well done Pioneer. And then we have our thin screen. Now, you can add the sort of flush trim bezel which we showed earlier, which I haven't unpacked, and that will encapsulate all this screen, so you're not looking at basically like the ugly backing from this sticking out the back of your unit. It will allow you to cover this in black plastic, kind of like clicking it into a fascia, so it kind of makes it look nice and neat and keeps everything out the way. But you'll have a black front as opposed to, or a black back as opposed to this silver trim. But this obviously allows you to put your mounts on with the screw holes, so you can adjust your screen height up and down the dash, or its angle, or its, you know, its set down, whatever, in and out. You can adjust all of that with your cover then going over the back and hiding all the cabling at the back. So a fairly nice unit actually, nice screen. I'm not going to touch it, get my fingerprints all over it, but here we go, the Evo 9.3 everyone. Lovely looking unit. When it's finished, it'll look something like that. Pretty cool.